So, good evening. Once upon a time, there was this little beautiful girl wearing her pinky and blue pajamas. We've seen many other little girls like her. She was 4 years old only. She was floating. Actually, her dead body was floating on the surface of the Mediterranean Sea. Since big powers around the world repetitively cannot stop the slaughtering and the abuse of the freedom of children around the world because of wars and terror, the fish and the seaweed and the shells will do that job for us for 4 minutes. Here is for the little beautiful Ruqya.
حتى أعشاب البحر عنها تتكلم والمرجانة إلها تبتسم حتى أعشاب البحر عنها تتكلم والمرجانة إلها تبتسم هي اللي دنياها ليل هي اللي دنياها هي اللي دنياها ليل هي اللي دنياها هي عروسة بحر وبوقت الفجر ذكراها تمر يومية هي عروسة بحر وبوقت الفجر ذكراها تمر يومية هي اللي دنياها ليل هي اللي دنياها هي اللي دنياها ليل هي اللي دنياها هي عروسة بحر وبوقت الفجر ذكراها تمر يوم ذكراها تمر يومية. هي عروسة بحر وليل، وبوقت الفجر ذكراها تمر يومية.
شكرا. Thank you.
Honourable Members of Parliament, members of the Swedish Government, Right Livelihood Award laureates, Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, dear friends. It is my great honour to welcome you tonight on behalf of the Right Livelihood Award Foundation in the magnificent Vasa Museum, a venue so evocative both of our award's Swedish origins and of our country's history. This year will no doubt go down in history as a year of great shocks, from the unspeakable suffering endured by civilians to the crackdown on democratic freedoms around the world. It has also been a tumultuous year for the Right Livelihood Award, its laureates, and the global civil society they represent. Indeed, if I were to use a venue-appropriate metaphor, today we're all in the same boat. But if the lessons of Vasa are anything to learn from, it is that grand ambitions of leaders, be they from the 17th century or the 21st, will not succeed unless they are grounded in reality and based on good advice and sound science. In other words, armed to the teeth, ill-constructed, ego-driven vessels inevitably and quickly sink. What was sorely lacking in Vasa and what civil society provides is the often life-saving counterweight to top-heavy government decision-making. Yes, civil society activists rock the proverbial boat from time to time, but they also make the ship more stable and resilient in the long run. Without an independent press, flourishing NGOs, strong communities, and empowered women, there can be no open society. And unless the doors of democratic institutions around the world and here in Sweden are open to civil society, democracies will not work. In a year when open societies face unprecedented threats, it is truly shocking that the highest representative of Swedish democracy has decided to close the Swedish Parliament's door to the Right Livelihood Award and several other events of great public interest, and thus to encourage the enemies of open societies. A few years ago, I was honored by the Swedish government for important work to support global sustainable development and human rights by founding this award, an award for personal courage, for environmental protection and social transformation. And I've been very encouraged by the widespread recognition we have received in Sweden, culminating in a special law passed in 2004, conferring a unique legal status on the Right Livelihood Award Foundation because, quote, in the government's opinion, its goals and activities are so highly beneficial for the common good that it has become a key national concern. In Swedish, en central nationell angelägenhet. We know from the message received by many award recipients how much they value the widespread support among members of parliament across political boundaries and how protective the presentation of the award in parliament has been for them. This award has saved lives. It has opened prison doors. It ended a dictator's plans to return. We will continue to support our recipients in every way and trust that, with your support, we will soon again celebrate in the Swedish Parliament. Now more than ever, the supporters of open, democratic societies everywhere need to stand together. And I would like to express my deep gratitude to the German Parliament and President for hosting our recipients in the coming days in Berlin, as well as to the United Nations High Commissioner for Human Rights, who will meet our laureates in Geneva. Our 2016 laureates work in some of the most difficult circumstances. Hailing from Syria, Egypt, Russia, and Turkey, they have witnessed some of the most turbulent events in modern times. Amid the failed coups and stalled peace negotiations, despite propaganda wars and persecution, they stand up for the fundamental rights to life, equality, education, and freedom of expression, and are not afraid to speak truth to power. We've all seen this year how quickly freedoms we take for granted can be reversed. Decades of cooperation and peace building can be undone. History can be rewritten, exclusion and intolerance return. Today we stand in solidarity with our laureate, Mohsen Hassan, who was unable to attend this ceremony due to a travel ban imposed on her by the Egyptian authorities. Mohsen is watching us online, and I would like to assure you, Mohsen, that we, our laureates and our supporters, will not rest until this arbitrary decision has been reversed. We also demand the immediate release of journalists and staff of our laureate, the Cumhuriyet newspaper, who are under arrest awaiting trial. It is truly shocking that Turkey has become the largest prison for journalists in the world. We also honor the memory of more than 140 Syria civil defense volunteers who have lost their life while rescuing civilians in war-torn Aleppo and elsewhere across the country, and nearly 500,000 Syrians who have died as a result of hostilities or on their perilous journey out of the country. This year we also lost a member of the Right Livelihood family, one of our earliest awardees, Bill Mollison, who received the Right Livelihood Award in 1981. The permaculture system he designed has spread worldwide, showing how agriculture can be integrated with its surroundings in a highly productive loop of production, consumption, and reuse. Bill was a man truly larger than life, who rose to every challenge and challenged every assumption. Ladies and gentlemen, dear friends, before we present the awards to our 2016 laureates, I would like to thank Eva-Lena Jansson, the chair of the Society for the Right Livelihood Award in the Swedish Parliament, Särla, and all other members of Parliament for their unwavering support. I would also like to warmly thank our long-standing partner, the Vasa Museum, for hosting this year's award ceremony, and our media partner, Deutsche Welle, for producing the videos of our laureates. Thank you. And our profound gratitude goes to our circle of friends and other donors who provide ongoing support to the Right Livelihood Award, which lives and thrives thanks to their generous donations. Thank you very much.
A group of volunteers from local communities. Since 2013, they've rescued more than 60,000 people from beneath the rubble of buildings destroyed during the Syrian civil war. They also assist in the reconstruction of damaged public infrastructure and educate the population on safety measures to take during an aerial attack. Their goal is to provide a beacon of hope and demonstrate civilian solidarity and courage. Right Livelihood Award Laureate 2016, The White Helmets, Syria.
It is with very great pleasure that I present the 2016 Right Livelihood Award to Syria Civil Defense, represented here by its director, Raid Al-Saleh, for, to quote the jury citation, their outstanding bravery, compassion, and humanitarian engagement in rescuing civilians from the destruction of the Syrian civil war. She is a leading Egyptian feminist, human rights defender, and the founder of Nazra for Feminist Studies. She worked tirelessly during and after the Egyptian Revolution, ensuring that survivors of sexual assaults during public protests received medical, psychological, and legal support. She aims to assert the equality and rights of women in circumstances in which they're subject to ongoing violence, abuse, and discrimination. And she helps build a new generation of women leaders in Egypt. Right Livelihood Award Laureate 2016, Mosen Hassan and Nazra for Feminist Studies, Egypt. It is with very great pleasure that I present the 2016 Right Livelihood Award to Mohsen Hassan and Nasra for Feminist Studies for asserting the equality and rights of women in circumstances where they are subject to ongoing violence, abuse, and discrimination. Dear Mohsen, we will continue to work for your right to travel, and we will do our utmost to ensure that you will receive your award diploma in the near future.
Thank you so much. I wish I would be with you. I really thank you for clarity, and I feel I'm with you even if I'm not. And maybe one day things will be better than now.
She is a leading figure of the human rights movement in Russia today. Through her organization, the Civic Assistance Committee, she provides free legal support, humanitarian aid, and education to millions of migrants and refugees. At a time when xenophobia and intolerance are on the rise in many countries around the world, she is an inspiring example of the best in human nature. Right Livelihood Award Laureate 2016, Svetlana Ganushkina, Russia.
It is with very great pleasure that I present the 2016 Right Livelihood Award to Svetlana Ganushkina for her decades-long commitment to promoting human rights and justice for refugees and forced migrants and tolerance among different ethnic groups.
Cumhuriyet is the most important independent public interest newspaper in contemporary Turkey. Its journalists and staff have suffered assassinations and imprisonment, reporting on issues of human rights, gender equality, secularism, and protection of the environment. At a time when the freedom of expression in Turkey is under increasing threat, it proves that the voice of democracy will not be silenced. Right Livelihood Award Laureate 2016, Cumhuriyet, Turkey.
It is with very great pleasure that I present the 2016 Right Livelihood Award to the Cumhuriyet newspaper for their fearless investigative journalism and commitment to freedom of expression in the face of oppression, censorship, imprisonment, and death threats. Cumhuriyet is represented here tonight by Zeynep Oral and Işıl Özgüntürk. Thank you. I would now like to ask all the laureates to join us on stage for the group picture.